Let's now cover some of the foundations of PyTorch. But first, you might be asking, what is PyTorch? Well, of course, we could just go to our friend, the internet, and look up pytorch.org. This is the homepage for PyTorch. This course is not a replacement for everything on this homepage. This should be your ground truth for everything PyTorch. So you can get started. You've got a big ecosystem. You've got a way to set up on your local computer. You've got resources. You've got docs, PyTorch. You've got the GitHub. You've got search. You've got blog. Everything here. This website should be the place you're visiting most throughout this course. As we're writing PyTorch code, you're coming here, you're reading about it, you're checking things out, you're looking at examples. But for the sake of this course, let's break PyTorch down. Oh, there's a little flame animation I just forgot about. What is PyTorch? I didn't sync up the animations, that's all right. So PyTorch is the most popular research deep learning framework. An asterisk to that, I'll get to that in a second. It allows you to write fast deep learning code in Python. So if you know Python, it's a very user-friendly programming language, and PyTorch allows us to write state-of-the-art deep learning code accelerated by GPUs with Python. It enables you access to many pre-built deep learning models from Torch Hub, which is a website that has lots of, if you remember, I said transfer learning is a way that we can use other deep learning models to power our own. Torch Hub is a resource for that, same as torchvision.models. We'll be looking at this throughout the course. And it provides an ecosystem for the whole stack of machine learning, from pre-processing data, getting your data into tensors. What if you started with some images? How do you represent them as numbers? Then you can build models such as neural networks to model that data. Then you can even deploy your model in your application/cloud, deploy your PyTorch model. Application/cloud will be depending on what sort of application/cloud that you're using, but generally it will run some kind of PyTorch model. And it was originally designed and used in-house by Facebook/Meta. I'm pretty sure Facebook have renamed themselves Meta now. But it is now open source and used by companies such as Tesla, Microsoft, and OpenAI. And when I say it is the most popular deep learning research framework, don't take my word for it. Let's have a look at paperswithcode.com/trends. If you're not sure what Papers with Code is, it is a website that tracks the latest and greatest machine learning papers and whether or not they have code. So we have some other languages here, other deep learning frameworks. PyTorch, TensorFlow, JAX is another one, MXNet, Paddle, the original Torch. So PyTorch is an evolution of Torch written in Python. CAF2, Mindspore. But if we look at this, when is this? Last date is December 2021. We have, this is going to move every time I move it. No. So I'll highlight PyTorch at 58% there. So by far and large, the most popular research machine learning framework used to write the code for state-of-the-art machine learning algorithms. So this is browse state-of-the-art, paperswithcode.com, amazing website. We have semantic segmentation, image classification, object detection, image generation, computer vision, natural language processing, medical. I'll let you explore this. It's one of my favorite resources for staying up to date on the field. But as you see, out of the 65,000 papers with code that this website has tracked, 58% of them are implemented with PyTorch. How cool is that? And this is what we're learning. So let's jump into there. Why PyTorch? Well, other than the reasons that we just spoke about, it's a research favorite. This is highlighting. There we go. So there we go. I've highlighted it here. PyTorch, 58%, nearly 2,500 repos. If you're not sure what a repo is a place where you store all of your code online. And generally, if a paper gets published in machine learning, if it's fantastic research, it will come with code that you can access and use for your own applications or your own research. Again, why PyTorch? Well, this is a tweet from Francois Chalet, who's the author of Keras, which is another popular deep learning framework. But with tools like Colab, we're going to see what Colab is in a second, Keras and TensorFlow, I've added in here, and PyTorch, virtually anyone can solve in a day with no initial investment problems that would have required an engineering team working for a quarter and $20,000 in hardware in 2014. So this is just to highlight how good the space of deep learning and machine learning tooling has become. Colab, Keras, and TensorFlow are all fantastic, and now PyTorch is added to this list. If you want to check that out, there's Francois Cholet on Twitter. Very, very prominent voice in the machine learning field. Why PyTorch? If you want some more reasons, well, have a look at this. Look at all the places that are using PyTorch. It's just coming up everywhere. We've got Andre Karpathy here, who's the director of AI at Tesla. So if we go, we could search this, PyTorch at Tesla. We've got a YouTube talk there, Andre Karpathy, director of AI at Tesla. And so Tesla are using PyTorch for the computer vision models of autopilot. So if we go videos, or maybe images, does it come up there? Things like this, a car detecting what's going on in the scene. Of course, there'll be some other code for planning, but I'll let you research that. We come back here. OpenAI, which is one of the biggest open artificial intelligence research firms, open in the sense that they publish a lot of their research methodologies. However, recently there's been some debate about that. But if you go to openai.com, let's just say that they're one of the biggest AI research entities in the world, and they've standardized on PyTorch. So they've got a great blog, they've got great research, and now they've got OpenAI API, which is you can use their API to access some of the models that they've trained, presumably with PyTorch, because this blog post from January 2020 says that OpenAI is now standardized across PyTorch. There's a repo called the Incredible PyTorch, which collects a whole bunch of different projects that are built on top of PyTorch. That's the beauty of PyTorch, is that you can build on top of it, you can build with it. AI for AG, for agriculture. PyTorch has been used. Let's have a look. PyTorch in agriculture. There we go. Agricultural robots use PyTorch. This is a Medium article. It's everywhere. So if we go down here, this is using object detection. Beautiful. Object detection to detect what kind of weeds should be sprayed with fertilizer. This is just one of many different things. So PyTorch on a big tractor like this, it can be used almost anywhere. And if we come back, PyTorch builds the future of AI and machine learning at Facebook. So Facebook, which is also Meta AI, a little bit confusing, even though it says Meta AI, it's on ai.facebook.com. That may change by the time you watch this. They use PyTorch in-house for all of their machine learning applications. Microsoft is huge in the PyTorch game. It's absolutely everywhere. So if that's not enough reason to use PyTorch, well then maybe you're in the wrong cause. So you've seen enough reasons of why to use PyTorch. I'm going to give you one more. That is that it helps you run your code, your machine learning code, accelerated on a GPU. We've covered this briefly, but what is a GPU slash a TPU? Because this is more of a newer chip these days. A GPU is a graphics processing unit, which is essentially very fast at crunching numbers. Originally designed for video games. If you've ever designed or played a video game, you know that the graphics are quite intense, especially these days. And so to render those graphics, you need to do a lot of numerical calculations. And so the beautiful thing about PyTorch is that it enables you to leverage a GPU through an interface called CUDA, which is, there's a lot of words I'm going to throw at you here, a lot of acronyms in the deep learning space. CUDA. Let's just search CUDA. CUDA Toolkit. So CUDA is a parallel computing platform and application programming interface, which is an API, that allows software to use certain types of graphics processing units for general purpose computing. That's what we want. So PyTorch leverages CUDA to enable you to run your machine learning code on NVIDIA GPUs. Now, there is also an ability to run your PyTorch code on TPUs, which is a tensor processing unit. However, GPUs are far more popular when running various types of PyTorch code, so we're going to focus on running our PyTorch code on the GPU. And to just give you a quick example, PyTorch on TPU, let's see that. Getting started with PyTorch on cloud TPUs, there's plenty of guides for that, but as I said, GPUs are going to be far more common in practice, so that's what we're going to focus on. And with that said, we've said tensor processing unit. Now the reason why these are called tensor processing units is because machine learning and deep learning deals a lot with tensors. And so, in the next video, let's answer the question, what is a tensor? But before I go through and answer that from my perspective, I'd like you to research this question. So open up Google or your favorite search engine and type in what is a tensor and see what you find. I'll see you in the next video.